Since we recently got back from Kalahari in the Poconos after that got rescheduled from winter break because I had COVID. Great. I felt fine. That was just weird. But so I thought similarly to the Mountain Creek video, I'm gonna rank every single attraction there and see which one's the best. So let's get started right now. At the bottom of our list, we have the VR slide. Now, this is really just a goggle headset that they put on your head for a water slide. It is pointless. Why do this? Just ride the regular ride, and that is why it is at the bottom of this list. Moving on. Up next, we have the very kiddie play area, Coral Cove. This is a picture I took myself. Yeah, it's pretty small. None of the slides there are good. Why would they be? Up next, we have Tico's watering hole. It's a baby splash pad with a bunch of little slides. Nothing of use here, but they do have this pretty cool little mini water basketball hoop. I did dunk on it once. Got yelled at. Probably shouldn't have done that. Moving on. Now we have the first of our two swim parts, this one being the Thirsty Turtle. This one's lower than the other one, which is coming up soon, just because it's boring from the looks of it. I can't go in there, because I'm under 21, but just why? Now we have the other swim bar, Paxton's Grotto. This one only ranks higher because it has an outdoor section, and I like the outdoor sections, and it looks a little cooler. Moving on, these 23, we have their outdoor pool. It's just a regular pool outside. That's why it's right here. Moving on. 22, we have Bugs Burrow. It's another kiddie area, but this time it's outdoors, making it better. Also, all those slides in the back we will get to later, so just ignore them. Next. At 21, we have the wave pool. It's called like Dungeon Pool or something, but it's just your average wave pool. That's why it's here. Next up, moving on. 20, we have the indoor-outdoor pool. Isn't the definition of insanity ranking this, doing the same thing over and over again? Because I'm ranking the same thing over and over again. Only one this is above is because it has an outdoor section. I promise, guys, this is our final pool, but at 19, we have the Lost Lagoon basketball pool. It's got the basketball hoops, which you can play water basketball with. That's about it. That's why it's here. Moving on to actual slides now. Thank God. At 18, we have the Splashdown Safari. This is their like water play area, the bigger one, and that's why it's here. It's got a bunch of slides, and that doesn't do anything bad, and that doesn't do anything really that right. Moving on to the next thing. At 17, we have the Lazy River. This is your standard lazy river. It's really fun. I really like lazy rivers, so yeah, just got some waterfalls. Cool while you go under the bridges, get to see everything. Next. At 16, we have the Flow Rider. The Flow Riders are very cool as it's like a wakeboarding simulator. I've done a few of them in the past. Didn't do this one though because it was kind of broken. But I have done a variation of these other places. They are your average wakeboard simulator. Pretty cool. Now to actual like big slides. Next. Now we have our first real water slide in the single rider raft slide that is the Elephant's Trunk. This is a pretty laid back, relaxing ride, hence its placement right at the dead center of this list. Not bad, not good, doesn't do anything that impressive like some of the other rides on this list. Moving on. Up next, we have the Rippling Rhino. I couldn't get a good picture of this one. It's this purple tube that you see when you're in there. This one, like the Elephant Trunk, is a lot more contained than some of the other rides here, but it is still fun because it gets a little faster than the Elephant Trunk and has a few more good bank turns. Other than that, once again, nothing special. Up next, we have number 13, the Sahara Sideliner. It is that big purple, green, and red slide that just goes straight down. Now, these are just regular thrill slides. You've done one, you've done one, you've done them all. So I've done one of them before. That's about it. This one's just it's a little smaller than the one I've done. So that's it. Moving on to the next slide. And we are staying right here with this picture, as the other slide on this back-to-back is the Screaming Hyena drop. It's just your regular drop slide. Drops down, does a big curve, and then goes and splashes you out really fast. It's kind of fun. That's about it. I'm not the biggest fan of the trapdoor slides.
Oh yeah.
That. Yeah, oh yeah, it's right for the slide. Sure. Moving on to the next one. At number 11, we have Zigzag Zebra. This is a single rider raft slide that's pretty quick and fast paced. Lots of bank turns, although there's not much G-forces like another slide later on this list. But it's a pretty fun ride, goes outside. Moving on to the next one. At number 10, we have the Kenyan Corkscrew. This is a two-person boat raft slide that's very zippy and a lot more forceful than the Zigzag Zebra. This one has a lot of G's pushed down on you through the many twists and turns that it goes through. Nearing the end of the raft, there is a big corkscrew that goes around like 3 times. It is probably the most forceful element I've ever felt on a water slide. This one's really fun, a lot of G's. Check. At number 9, we have the Tanzanian Twister. This is a really fun body slide that goes through a regular tube and then into that bowl you see right there. Only problem with this water slide is that it's a body slide bowl. So body slide bowls, while yes, they're really fun and a little more thrilling than a regular bowl, they can spill you out in such wrong ways. That is what happened to me a few times. While yes, it is a part of the fun, it's also hurt my back for the rest of the day, so that's why it's here. Still a fun ride, just be careful with the land. At 8, we have the Zimbabwe Zipper. This is the best body slide here. It's the blue one right there, and it's very fast, very quick and zippy as it throws you through the bank turns. I had a really fun time on the 2 times I rode it. And it's all around a great body slide. Good to get started also before you move to more extreme ones like the drop tower slides. At number 7, we have Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls is the most tame of all the raft rides, as it uses one of the rafts from the Colorado River Rapids ride. Very tame, mellow turns, goes outside for a bit. All around, great ride to start off with as your first one here. I had a lot of fun on it on the 2 times I went on it, and so did my family with me. So, moving on to number 6. At number 6, we have the Cheetah Racers. Now, this also just shows the caliber of rides that Kalahari has, as if a racing slide mat racer is here this high. However, these are pretty fun, getting a lot of speed if you get the right run-up start and get the right ending, duck down enough. The bank turns through it are really nice, and I love those last little 2 dips as you come down. You can really get some good distance at the bottom splashing area also. Moving on to the top 5. And at number 5, we have Anaconda. This is their water coaster, and it's really high off the ground, as you can see. As you have to go up, it's really hard to find the entrance. It's by the cafe, like that weird cafe thing. This is also what the VR slot water slide takes place on, which was ranked dead last in this list. It's a pretty fun, above-average water coaster. Got some good drops, good turns, good propulsion, all around pretty fun. Let's go. At number 4, we have the Serengeti Safari Adventure. This 2-person raft boat slide is very forceful, as the 2 bank turns at the beginning really push you into the seat. Then after those 2 bank turns, you head into a free fall sort of drop as you plummet into that bowl right there. Now, this bowl is your standard bowl, but you get a lot of speed coming out of the big free fall and into the bowl. You're in that bowl for a while, so great ride. You can end up backwards also coming out of the bowl, which makes it all the more fun. One of the best rides here that's not a raft ride. Moving on. Now at number 3, we have our first intense raft slide and the Wild Wildebeest. This one is the big green and blue slide, as seen in the picture. It starts off very calm with a straight section into a dark bank turn, where all of a sudden you can plunge down that massive ramp and go up that wall. That is the highlight of the ride. It's a zero gravity hill. That's basically all it is. Really fun. I had to go down the zero gravity hill backwards, which was pretty cool. At number 2, just shy of the top spot, is Barreling Baboon. This is another one of the wild raft slides, and boy is it a fun one. It's probably their longest ride also, that and Anaconda and the one our number 1 spot. But this ride, incredibly fun. You go through a few subtly banked turns first, and then hit the first funnel, rocks you back and forth a bit, and then you move on to the second half of the ride. Now the second half of the ride has a bunch of more swooping turns, goes through a little corkscrew turn at one point, before then you get to the second funnel. Now this funnel thing is way bigger than the first one, as it is lower to the ground with the second one. Drop in there, do the swoops back and forth, go around one more little corkscrew turn, and that's the ride. So much fun. Without ado, let's move on to the number 1 slide. Now, number 1, what else would it be? Smoke That Thunders is the best ride at Kalahari Pocono's water park. Now, we weren't including the outside rides because they weren't open, so we don't know if one of those is better than this one. But boy, let me tell you, this water slide is... Now, it starts off very calm, feeling like Victoria Falls as you go through the bank turns, which is the nice part about it. Then you hit a water brake run before plunging down into the big main drum of this slide. Now that plunge is crazy as you go flying down it into the drum, and you get this drum is big, so you get a solid 5 to 6 back and forth on the wall. It's the best of both worlds. It's the best of both worlds of types of these raft slides. And then after that big funnel, you go out of the slide. Great water slide. That's about it I have to say about it. Moving out. With all that said, that's my ranking of all the water slides at Kalahari Pocono Resorts. They're all really fun. Go check this place out if you have the chance. And with all that said, thank you all for watching until the end. Hit the subscribe button and see you all next time.